2, 1, action.
All right, today we're lesson 20, page 119. And our starter problem of the day starts with Max. So it says Max ate 2/3 of his pizza. So he ate 2/3 of it. So you're going to draw a circle and a pizza and show that fraction, but there's more to it. He wanted to eat a small snack in the afternoon. So he cut the leftover pizza in half. So the piece he had left, he cut in half. So how much of the pizza was left? Draw a picture to help you think about the pizza. So he ate 2/3. Later in the afternoon, what was left, he cut that piece in half. And how much would each of those pieces represent? Go ahead and try. All right. So I broke it up into thirds. So here's 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. So he ate 2/3. That's how much he ate. How much did he have left? He had 1/3. But he cut it in half into 2 pieces. I'm going to cut each piece in half now. So I'm going to cut this one in half and this one in half. So I cut the 3 pieces I had to start with all in half to find out how much this is going to be. So how many pieces do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is my new size of my piece, and I had 2 of them, so it would be 2/6. So he cut them down into 1/6 pieces, and altogether he would have 2 6s left, or 1/6, same thing, okay? So that's kind of how that worked. Maybe a better picture. Okay, he had thirds to start with, then he cut it into 6s. All right, today's lesson's pretty easy, I think. I think you guys will get it pretty quick. It's with equivalent fractions, and equivalent means equal. So we're going to have equal fractions. They're just going to draw the shapes differently. For instance, if I have this, first thing I'm going to look at, how many pieces do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be fourths. Let's color in one of them. So how much is colored in? 1/4. I'm going to change the shape on you. Still roughly the same size, okay? We got 4 of them. How many shaded in? 1/4. They are equal. They might have some problems today where they're going to try to trick you. Obviously that one's 2/4. They're going to want you to circle the equivalent ones. That would be this one and this one. They might change the shapes up a little bit. It might look like even a shape like this. How many pieces do I have? I still have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Color 1 in, 1/4. Okay? So the first thing I would do to find the equivalent fraction is how many pieces do I have? And then how many are shaded in. Let's look at a few problems together. Easy, right, Mrs. Nutter?
Right.
Right. All right, our first one. Let's just go to our first problem. We got number 1. All right, it says label what fraction each shape is, then circle the fractions that are equal. I'll do the first one, and then we'll talk about it. We got 8 total. All right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find out how many pieces I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is my denominator, the bottom number. And then how many were shaded? It looks like that one, that one. So how many were shaded in? 4/8. So go ahead and do that on the next 3 shapes there. Count how many pieces you have, and then how many are colored in, and write the fraction. And then they want you to circle the fractions that are equal. So there's 3 of them on that problem that are equal. There's 1 that is not. Go ahead and do that. All right, now we're, what's that, Mrs. Nutter?
I'm just clearing out a frog in my throat.
A frog in her throat. So the first 2 and the last one should have all been 4/8. And then the one that looks like an upside down U, obviously only 3 are shaded in. That would be 3/8. That would be the one that is not equal. It's not equivalent because we're working with equal, equivalent fractions. Our next one, letter B. First thing I would do on letter B is count up how many pieces I have. I have 2 on the side, 3 in the middle, so that would be 5 total. And then how many are shaded in? The one on the left and the one in the middle, so 2/5 are shaded in. So letter B, that would be your first one. Go ahead and figure out the next 3, and then we'll go over it real quick. All right, with letter B, our first one was 2/5. Our next one looks like it would be 1/5. Our third one there would be 2/5. And then our last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 2/5 as well. So the second one is the one that did not belong. It was 1/5. The rest were 2/5. All right, go ahead and do C on your own. Same concept. Count up how many pieces. That's your bottom number. The shaded part is the top. And then circle your equivalent ones.
These are fun.
Mrs. Nutter says these are fun. So we've got only 2 that are equal on this one, or equivalent. Your first 2 should have been 2/6 and 2/6. Your next one would have been, looks like 4/6. And your last one, 3/6. So your first 2 shapes there on letter C are your equivalent ones because they are 2/6. They are equal. Number 2, there it says label the shaded fraction and then draw 2 different representations of the same fractional amount. So on letter A, label what is shaded and then draw 2 more shapes beside it. Good luck on that. All right, I probably would have done this.
Hello?
Hey Nathan,
Yes.
you ordered scotch tape. There were 12 rolls. Do you want 12 rolls?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. I'm just gonna split that order amongst the other teachers. Unless you want 12 rolls.
No, I've got 5 or 6 left. That'll be plenty.
Okay, so how many do you want?
We can share.
We can share what's,
So you want 2 or 3 rolls or?
yeah. Yep, that'll work.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. All right, so I got this shape. Okay. I could stack them. Make sure I have 4 pieces. Trying to make them the right size. I'm a little off there. And I'd shade one of them in. And then what else, Mrs.
Could
Nutter?
do like a 4 square,
I could do,
a
what's that?
square with
Oh,
cross.
like that one?
Yep.
Okay, good. Or I could have just done this and then gotten real crazy and still 4 there. Maybe need to draw them a little better, the equal size, because they still need to be the same size, but I'm doing the best I can. All right. And then the letter B, same concept. Letter B, what is the fraction? And then draw 2 shapes equivalent to that.
Great.
All right, looks like it would be 1/7. Is that correct, Mrs. Nutter?
Yes.
All right. I do the easy one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go one more. And since it's 1/7, go like that. Or I could do
Fancy.
fancy, Mrs. Nutter says. So I've got my 7 blocks filled in my 1/7. This is probably the easiest one you'll do though. If they give you on your assignment a weird looking shape, I just put it in a straight line. Probably the easiest. All right, so they're equivalent fractions. They are equal. Number 3, it says Anne has 6 small square pieces of paper. 2 squares are gray. So she's got 6 pieces of paper, 2 are gray. Anne cuts the 2 gray squares in half with a diagonal line from one corner to the other. What shape does she have now?
Ooh.
Mrs. Nutter, what shape would she have now?
A triangle.
Triangle. So this is what diagonal means. So now she has 2 triangles. Well, 4 total because she cut both grays in half diagonally. How many of each shape does she have? So what's it want there, Mrs. Nutter?
How many triangles and how many squares?
Oh, that's pretty simple. So how many triangles do you have now and how many squares? Go ahead and write that down. Okay. So you're gonna have 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And
And then 4 white boxes. So that hasn't changed. And then letter C, it says use all the shapes with no overlaps. Draw at least 2 different ways and set of shapes might look. What fraction of the figure is gray? So you need to build a shape with those, any shape you'd like, and tell me
what fraction
is gray.
gray?
Okay, gotcha. All right, their example was some of them. Make sure I'm drawing this correctly.
Draw.
Oh, I know what they did now. So they did a triangle here and a triangle here, triangle here, triangle there. So that was one of the shapes.
Looks like 2 houses.
It does look like 2 houses. And then they did one that looked like this.
And then the triangles are shaded in.
Oh, the triangle shaded in. Then
So
what fraction is gray? It's still back to how many boxes were gray? 2 boxes of the 6. So 2 6 were gray. All right, got one more problem I think today. Kind of a quick lesson. It says Laura has 2 different beakers that hold exactly 1 liter. So like a 2-liter bottle of pop would be that big. So 1 liter, half of a big bottle of pop. She pours half of a liter into a blue liquid into beaker A. She pours half of the orange liquid into beaker B. Susan says the amounts are not equal. Christina says they are. Explain what you think, who is correct and why. Okay? So poured half of a liter into A. And half of a liter into B. So which one has more and why? All right, so they are both correct. Hopefully you got they were both correct because how much did they put in there?
half.
Half of a liter. How much did we put in here? Half of a liter. What changed? Just the shape. That was more thin, so it filled up more. This was more flat, so it didn't fill up quite as much. So, you know, and what do we have here? We have a half left and a half not filled as well. So they are equal. They poured equal amounts into each. It's just the size of the container changed, the shapes.
Christina is correct.
Oh, so Christina is correct. Okay. Forgot that part of the question. All right, so that does it for today. I think you'll have fun doing the exit ticket. On number 1, it says, we did this at the start, label what fraction of each figure is shaded, then circle the fractions that are equal. And then A and B, it says label the shaded fraction. So you need to label it, don't forget to label it. So tell me if it's 7/10 or whatever it might be. And then draw 2 different representations of the same fractional amount. So draw 2 pictures that will be similar to that and similar to that. Remember the easy ones would, to start with, I'd have, my first one would be this one. That would be straight in a line. If you need to use the back of your sheet, go ahead and use the back of your sheet on drawing them or down below. They gave you plenty of space. So get busy on 1 and 2. Good luck on it. See you soon.